English Bloom, the podcast. Understanding English is not your problem. Translating is.
If you've ever thought, why do I understand so much but still can't speak? This episode is for you.
Tonight, we're not going to talk about grammar rules or exam scores or vocabulary lists. We're going to talk about your brain and why it keeps translating, even when you don't want it to.
And if you've ever felt slow or stupid or bad at English because your thoughts get stuck, we want you to stay with us. Because what's happening in your head is not a problem. It's a process.
Before we go further, I want to make this very calm and clear. If you are translating in your head, there is nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. Your brain is actually doing its job. It's trying to protect you.
Right. Your brain has spent years, maybe decades, using your first language. That's your safest road. So when English appears, your brain doesn't say, "Oh no, I'm stupid." It says, "I know a faster way. Let me go back to the language I already trust."
Translating is a natural stage of language learning. It's not a moral issue. It's not evidence of failure. If you translate, it means your brain is working. We're just going to teach it a different way to work.
Exactly. And for listeners who want a name for the thing that eats time when you speak, we'll use a phrase you'll hear a few times today, the hesitation gap. That little pause that grows because your brain is doing double work, first in your language, then in English.
Let's tell a story. I want to introduce you to Maya. She's 27. She works in tech support. She's been learning English since high school. She watches Netflix without subtitles. She listens to English podcasts. She follows English creators on social media. When she listens, she understands almost everything.
But when her company mentions a possible promotion that includes speaking with international clients, her chest tightens. She thinks, I understand English, but I can't speak it. And that thought sits in her head like a label. I can't.
One day, the manager invites a client to a meeting. At the end, the manager asks, Maya, can you explain the issue we had last week? Maya knows the idea perfectly in her mind. In her first language, the full sentence is there, crystal clear. But it's not in English yet.
So her brain starts to build the sentence in her native language, then translates word by word into English. The meeting moves on, people are waiting, she feels the hesitation gap widening. Her inner voice, don't make a mistake, pronounce correctly, say it perfectly, gets louder.
By the time she forces out something, it's small and clumsy. We had problem, but now is okay. The moment passes. The world doesn't end. But inside, she hears the old label. See, I can't speak.
Maybe your story isn't a meeting. Maybe it's a cafe, an exam, a date. Same pattern. You understand, you have ideas, but when it's time to speak, your thoughts take a long route through translation, and the hesitation gap grows.
Here's a shift I want you to feel. Fluent speakers don't translate. They respond.
Pause. Say that again with us. Fluent speakers don't translate. They respond.
When you speak your first language, you almost never build every sentence from zero. You aren't translating in your head. Someone says something, your brain recognizes a pattern, and you respond. That's the core of fluency.
Fluency isn't about speed reading grammar rules inside your skull. It's about training your brain to respond in English without using your first language as a middle step. That's the brain shift we want to practice.
Think of your brain like a city. Your first language has a big, beautiful highway, years of smooth driving. English might still be a smaller road with potholes. When your brain wants to get somewhere quickly, it says, let's take the old highway first, then switch at the end. That's mental translation.
The brain loves the familiar. It chooses the familiar path to keep you safe. Translation is just your brain using an efficient route it already trusts. Our job isn't to tear down that highway. It's to build a sturdy English road until that new route feels safe too.
Once you see translation as a strategy rather than a failure, everything changes. Instead of saying, I am bad at English, you think, my brain is using an old route. Time to train a new one. The brain learned complex routes before. It can do it again.
Let's reframe some identity beliefs now. Please say these quietly with us. You are not a slow speaker. You are a double processing speaker.
You are not a slow speaker. You are a double processing speaker. You are doing twice the work. First in your language, then in English. No wonder you feel tired. It's not you. It's the process.
And here's another line I want you to carry. Fluency begins the moment you stop asking for permission inside your head. Can I say this? Is it perfect? Will they laugh? Those internal permissions slow you down.
You don't have a language problem. You have a traffic problem in your brain. Too many cars trying to pass through one narrow tunnel. We're simply going to open a new road and give the cars a better route.
Every mistake you make in English is not evidence against you. It's evidence that you are rewriting your brain. Mistakes are dust and noise when a new road is being built. They're part of construction.
Can I ask you, Raphael, what does the brain actually do when it translates? What's happening in that moment of hesitation?
Great question, Olivia. When someone hears something in English, the brain first decodes sounds into meaning. For someone translating, the brain then maps that meaning onto a native language phrase, constructs a response in the native language, and only then translates that response back into English. It's 3 steps instead of 1. Hear, construct, speak. Becomes hear, map, construct, translate, speak. That extra mapping and translating is the hesitation gap.
Wow, so it's literally extra steps. No wonder it feels slow. That also feels fixable, right?
Yes, fixable. The brain is plastic. It changes with experience. If your brain can build one language system, it can build another. The trick is giving it the right, gentle practice so the new route becomes familiar.
Let's pause for a moment. I want to offer something gentle and practical, a 5-day brain training reset. Not a challenge, not pressure, a kind experiment to show your brain a new way.
We'll keep it small. You don't need hours. You need consistent micro moments. Small repetitions every day change neural pathways. Think of it as a friendly invitation to your brain. Try this new road for 5 days.
Day 1. Speak in very small sentences. That's it. Tiny sentences, almost childlike. I'm tired. This coffee is good. I like this song. Say them aloud, whisper them, or type them. The goal is success, not grammar perfection. Don't translate them first. If you catch yourself translating, gently try again.
Why small sentences? Big sentences invite translation because they give your brain time to plan. Tiny sentences reduce planning and encourage immediate response. You're teaching your brain a new reflex. Short English sentences are safe.
Day 2, train reactions instead of translations. Connect simple English reactions to predictable triggers. For example, when your phone buzzes, say 1 second, or later. When you open your door, say, let's go. These reaction sentences are building small, useful English reflexes.
These micro-reactions create direct stimulus-response patterns. Your brain starts to associate an action, phone buzz, open door, sit down, with an English phrase. Over time, the phrase arrives automatically without translation.
Day 3,
Think in images, not native words. When you see rain, picture real raindrops on the window. Hear them, feel the cold, and then say, "It's raining." Attach English to pictures, sounds, and feelings instead of first translating into your language.
This works because children learn languages by mapping sounds to experiences, not by translating. As adults, we can recreate that process. When English attaches directly to sensory images, the brain skips the mapping to native step and reduces the hesitation gap.
Day 4. Accept imperfect speech. Intentionally allow mistakes. Say things that are a little messy and then keep going. If you mean, "I have been feeling a little stressed these days," and it comes out as, "I feel little stressed these days," celebrate. You just expressed something in English. Win.
Perfection often becomes the biggest obstacle. It invites internal meetings. Is it correct? Should I wait? Those meetings slow you down. Day 4 teaches your brain communication matters more than perfection. Keep the flow.
Day 5. Build speed through daily micro-speaking. Choose a simple topic like my morning or my favorite food. Set a 2-minute timer and speak continuously in English. If you pause, keep going. Use objects around you to help. This mug, I drink coffee from it every morning.
The goal is not fluency in 2 minutes. The goal is training your brain to tolerate flow, to accept small pauses without shutting down. Over repeated days, the brain learns that English can keep a river flowing, even slowly.
When you do this 5-day reset, you're not expecting a miracle. You're offering the brain a reset. Day by day, you shrink the hesitation gap. The translation voice gets quieter. The responding voice gets louder.
Let's weave it together. Day 1 shows the brain English can be small and safe. Day 2 builds reaction patterns. Day 3 connects images to English. Day 4 makes mistakes acceptable. Day 5 trains flow and speed. The project across all 5 days is the same. Move from mental translation to automatic speech.
I want to gently bust a couple of myths now. Myth 1. If I translate, I will always translate. That's not true. The brain is plastic. It changes with experience. You've learned a language once already. Your brain can change again.
Myth 2. I need perfect grammar before I can think directly in English. If you wait for perfection, you'll never practice natural thinking. Grammar matters, of course, but fluency depends on comfort and repetition as much as correctness.
Myth 3. If I think in English, I'll lose my first language. No. Your first language is deep memories, emotions, identity. You're not erasing it. You're expanding your options. You're adding new roads to your brain city.
Let's make these ideas concrete with short examples. Cafe scene. The barista asks, "What can I get for you?" Translation brain builds a sentence in your language, then translates it. Direct thinking brain responds, "A latte, please." Simple, instant, alive.
Friends text. Hey, are you free tomorrow? Translation approach builds an answer in your language, polishes it, then translates. Direct think, you see tomorrow in your mind, remember plans, and type, yes, after 6. Or, not really, maybe Sunday. Short and natural.
Internal thoughts, even alone, practice direct thinking. Wake up and think, "I'm still tired," in English. Look out the window and say, "It's beautiful today." These tiny habits teach your brain English is for life, not only for tests.
Raphael, how do we know this kind of practice actually helps? I mean, is it just feel-good advice, or is there a brain-based reason?
There's a strong brain-based reason. Neuroscience shows us that repeated, context-linked practice strengthens neural pathways. If you repeatedly pair an English phrase with a sensory cue or action, the brain forms a quicker, more automatic link. It's the same principle behind any learned habit.
So repetition plus context equals stronger pathways. Small, meaningful repetitions beat marathon grammar sessions. That's encouraging.
Absolutely. Also, reducing the internal permission seeking, is it correct, lowers cognitive load. When you stop running constant checks in your head, more space opens for spontaneous response. That's where fluency lives.
We've used some phrases over and over today because we want them to stick. Respond naturally, train your brain, hesitation gap, mental translation, automatic speech, direct thinking. Keep those near you.
And remind yourself, you are not behind. You are in transition. You are rebuilding a highway. Every mistake is construction noise, not a failure notice.
I want to invite a small breathing practice now. Something calm you can do right away to reduce the fear around speaking. Ready? Breathe in for 4, hold for 2, out for 6. Do that twice more. Feel your shoulders soften. This is not performance. It's practice.
Good. When your nervous system is calmer, your brain can take more risks. Risk in language learning is simply saying something imperfect. So breathe, soften, and allow small imperfections.
Let's role-play a tiny scene. Raphael, can you be the barista? I'll be the customer who's been translating forever.
Uh-huh. Okay, what can I get for you?
A latte, please. Wow. Did you hear how small that was? It didn't need 10 steps.
Yeah, and if you know you want coffee, it's a direct response. The brain can do that. The goal is to turn more of your speaking moments into short, clear responses like that.
Sometimes listeners ask, but Olivia, what if I'm in a complex situation and I need to explain something long? Great question. You still use these principles. Break your idea into small chunks. Say one chunk, then another. Use reactions. Use images. Avoid building one long sentence in your native language and translating it whole.
Exactly. For example, when explaining a problem at work, you might say, "We had a software bug. We updated the system. We cleared the cache. Now it's working." Short, sequential statements. Your brain handles one small idea at a time.
And when you do that, listeners often understand more. Short, clear chunks are easier for everyone. You don't need perfect grammar to be understood.
Let's include another tiny exercise you can practice informally, the 3-word story. Each time you have a quiet moment, make a 3-word sentence about what's around you. Window is open. Tea is hot. Book on table. The constraint forces direct thinking.
I love that. 3-word story. Quick, doable. You can whisper it on the bus, while making tea, while folding clothes. Little seeds grown daily.
One more practical habit. When you're reading or listening in English, pause and say a short reaction out loud. After a news clip, say, "Interesting." After a song, say, "I like this." After a recipe, say, "Sounds good." You're training reaction patterns in real contexts.
Okay, a pause for honesty. I know some listeners will say, I tried speaking and people corrected me, and I felt embarrassed. That's real. But corrections are not judgments. They're data. And your job is to keep practicing despite the discomfort.
Yes, try to notice the difference between corrective feedback that helps and feedback that shames. Good feedback points out a small fix and then gets back to meaning. Shameful feedback makes you withdraw. Seek supportive spaces, friends, coaches, communities, where mistakes are part of growth.
You don't need to go alone. We want this podcast to be one gentle voice you can return to. When you hear these phrases again, respond naturally. Think of them as a gentle nudge, not a scolding.
Before we move toward the close, let's give listeners 3 quick rules to follow after this episode. Rule 1,
Keep the sentences short. Rule 2, link English to actions or images. Rule 3, accept mistakes and keep going.
Short, image-linked, imperfect, simple. Those are the scaffolds for direct thinking. And if you can, do the 5-day reset this week. Treat it like an experiment, not a test.
One last encouraging truth. Fluency is not talent, it's brain training. If you're here listening, you already have enough English to grow fast. The question is practice, context, and courage to use it imperfectly.
A little pause. If you're still with us now, it tells me something about you. You care about your growth. You don't want to give up on your English. You're willing to look inside your own mind and make changes.
And to us, that means you're part of this community. You're not just a listener, you're walking this path with us. If you choose growth, you're already part of the family.
As you go back into your day, notice when your brain starts to translate. Don't judge. Smile a little. Say to yourself, "Oh, right. My brain is using the old highway. I'm building a new one."
You are not a slow speaker. You are a double processing speaker learning to remove one extra step. Day by day, word by word, you are moving toward responding directly in English.
Take a breath. You're doing better than you think. We're proud of you. And when you're ready, try one of the day 1 tiny sentences out loud. Whisper it. Say it in the shower. I like this song. This coffee is good. That's practice.
We'll be back next time with another warm episode. More small habits, more gentle practices to help train your brain. Until then, remember the key idea. Fluency is training, not destiny.
Thank you for trusting us with this hour. Sleep well if you're listening at night. Practice gently if you're getting ready for your day. And keep building that new road, one small sentence at a time.
Good night, good practice, and see you soon.